Identifying.
The king of cakes. Choppa for the win.
G'day guys, welcome back to Cakes by Chopper. Today we have for you a Minecraft creeper cake. Whilst in Brisbane I got to go over and visit these guys and make this cake for them. So you're going to start off by leveling off your cake and then cutting out the shape of the creeper that you desire. Making sure it's cut evenly, and then you can separate your cake ready for filling. Keeping these off cuts because you're going to build up your cake and give it a third layer for some parts. Making sure you've got nice clean edges because you're going to try and make this look as sharp as possible on the corners. So you separate your cake, fill it with a buttercream. We went for a strawberry and vanilla buttercream. Build up your first and second layer, then you're going to use the offcuts to build up the legs and the head, and then cover it entirely with buttercream. You're going to try and keep this as smooth and sharp like I said, so don't put too much buttercream on, and smooth it out as much as you can with your offset spatula. Be sure to clean up the edge of your cake before you pop it in the fridge. Taking some pre-coloured fondant, you're going to roll that out and get ready to lay that across the top of your cake. When you lay it out, you're going to pull the sides out and gently tuck them in and try and get them as level as possible. Then cut off some excess, roll it together and use it to smooth out your edges. Once again, be sure to pay attention to the edges because you want to keep them flat and square, as this is you're going for a digital sort of 8-bit look for this. And then I use the offset spatula to make sure my corners and edges were as sharp as possible. Then if you don't want to use the airbrush, you can just pre-color your fondant. I thought it was great for shadowing. I just went around and gave it some shadows and definition around the edge and separating the parts of the body with the head. Then I rolled out some of the excess and used a pizza cutter to cut them into squares. Now these are going to be separated. Take a bit of care when pulling these apart. There's no set amount to how many you need. Just make sure you've got enough to put some squares over the body, used for the eyes and the mouth. You can pre-color your fondant. I used the airbrush because I had it out and it was handy. It's up to you. You can feel free to be a bit creative with this part. I counted out all the pieces I need. Then I started to airbrush them the color I require and kept them on separate sheets so I could remember which was which, and it just made it easier for me to not confuse them. You can see I've gone with the light green and some shadowing around the edge. Now some brown. And then I used 2 smaller squares put into the bottom corners of 2 larger squares to make the eyes. And I'd pre-cut the mouth to the size of the head. So depending on how big your creeper cake is will depend on the dimensions of the face. Then it's just a matter of laying them on top. And then apply your eyes. And then go around the body and just add some pixelation. This was the easiest way I found to do a creeper. You can do it entirely covered in the squares if you like. I went for a bit of an artsy rendition. But there you go, there's your Minecraft creeper cake. This cake is very quick and easy to do. You could do it at home and impress your friends. Thanks for checking us out. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. See you next Friday.